Go ahead, Ken. You need any assistance? Let us know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Hopefully not. Thanks.
By the way, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everyone that's arrived in the room. All right, Ken, take it away.
Okay. Um, um, thank you everyone for taking time to come despite your respective schedules. So I'm from Singapore, and in this short 10 or 15 minutes, 10 minutes, I promise you it'll be 10 minutes. I'll just introduce a work which was done in collaboration with one of my student interns last year during the pandemic. And yeah, so without further ado, okay, so here we go. So what we did was as the title of the presentation suggests, we designed a hybrid AR game or board game themed around one of the gardens found at our university, and I'll tell you the rationale for this soon. So firstly, what does the garden look like? Um, um, this is a shot of the garden, a diorama, and you can see that the garden itself is laid out looking very much like a board game because there are like paths and there are water features. And it's to me and to my team, it just seemed begging to be repurposed into some kind of learning resource or game-based learning. Um, yeah, so but it wasn't always like this because okay, so yeah, um, the gardens were renovated over 3 years, and they were closed for 3 years. And last year they opened, but unfortunately they opened in the middle of a pandemic. So
Much
okay, so
better. Does
do you
everybody
see
see
this?
that?
Do you see this? Which is a layout of the garden.
Yes, I see it. Audience, do you see it? Yeah, okay,
So
we're getting some yeses in the chat.
it's like an aerial view of the garden, right?
Yep,
Okay.
got it.
Okay, great.
You're good.
Oh, I see. Okay, great. Okay, thanks so much. Well, yeah, we've discovered an interface bug slash feature then, because I was using my scroll wheel and everything looked fine on my
I
presentation
know.
too.
Well, I
Yeah,
looked for
anyway.
any chance to use my head as a pointer, so that was fun. Thank you.
Yes. So time is moving on. Time is moving on. And so basically as you can see, it looks like a game board just as is. And these are some shots of the thing in real life. But as I said, unfortunately, the garden completed its renovation after 3 years, and it opened in the middle of a pandemic. So of course, nobody was able to turn up for the official opening. And not only was nobody able to turn up for the official opening, but people were not really able to visit it after so many millions of dollars were poured into the renovation. So so my team and I kind of we've been working in games for about 10, 15 years now. So we thought that it would be a good opportunity to think about how we might respond to the pandemic and the protocols thereof in terms of leveraging the architectural and landscaping layout as well as the ecological habitats are so carefully managed within the garden. So yeah, so despite the careful and deliberate design of the renovated garden, many of its features go relatively unnoticed. Instead, they simply use it as a shortcut. So here are some of pics of the just to give you a feel of the rich ecological tapestry, and as well as some historical tapestry as well, because that in the distance is the Museum of Chinese Heritage, which our university was first founded by. So now, um, and okay, so basically what we did was we we designed a game which could be played either on-site or off-site and could be played either competitively or collaboratively. So my intern, my student, was pretty brilliant about this, and she was very diligent in coming up with the various roles to make sure that the roles were complementary to each other. And yeah, so with the on-site version, which is playable on any device. We added AR supplemental content, and with the offsite version, we added 360 videos as supplemental content. You can download the offsite version yourself, and you can download it and play it. The sched.com entry accompanying today's session has a link to the video which we made to give you an idea of you download the thing, and then you use a scissor, you print it out, then you use scissors and cut it up and play it. So if you're playing on site, if one day you can come to Singapore, we'd love to have you and host you and take you around. So this is what it looks like. And if you can't, in the meantime, you can just download the package, print it out, and as I said, use the scissors and cut out the playing pieces. So yeah, so these are some of shots of people in role walking around the garden, doing their quests. And these are some of my students as well as my team members. And this is a shot of the board game. Board games nowadays don't look like board games that we used to play in the 60s and 70s. They apparently look much more like, well, they're different, let's say. So yeah, so everything here is just printed on a color printer and cut out using pen and paper, scissors. Yeah, so this is a shot of my students and my student and her friends in their hostel college playing the board game in the comfort of in the relative safety of their room. Okay, so the content of the game is inherently modular and can be adapted either for general use or tailored to suit special occasions, can be incorporated into any kind of open space or park space that you guys have in your own respective universities, because I know so many universities that I've been to around the world have really such lovely landscaping. And currently it's at our university, it's being used as one of the as part of an essential module for the undergraduates there. So yeah, okay, so that's it for now, and as promised, I finished before the hour. Yeah, thanks so much, everyone. Yeah.
Thanks, Ken.
Yep.
F4 is clapping, and you did get a question in the chat, Ken.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Can someone read it to me?
Yeah, sure. Robin asked if you have the link, could you put it in the chat?
Oh, right. Sure.
It said it's in Shed, but also could you?
Right. Okay. So I have it bookmarked here, so I'm just gonna. I wonder if I can just copy and paste this.
Ooh, it's starting
Hello.
to play.
In this video, Okay, great. So that's me in real life. Okay. So so I've put the YouTube in the chat. Yeah, and of course I'd be happy to collaborate with any of you who are interested. We've got a number of things going on, but this is the one that I thought I'd share with you this year. Last year I shared something else. Yeah.
Oh, there's another question from Hubert. Do you see that? Yeah.
Yes. The real life garden, actually, to prevent people from going everywhere, no, you can actually walk on I mean, there are paths as you saw, but there's nothing. Oh, well, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, there are probably very low, easy to cross over, roped off areas, mainly to protect the plants. Because what I didn't have time to mention was that the garden actually is zoned into different thematic areas, such as medicinal plants, plants used for cuisine, plants used for fabric, plants used for food, and so on and so forth. So there's actually a very rich learning resource there. Yeah, so I think that there are some efforts to keep the plants safe from human traffic. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, I have a question too, Ken. Can you?
Yeah.
Since we have a few more minutes left, could you explain a little bit more about the narrative in this game? So what is the story that brings people along?
Ken. So the narrative came up by my student. She thought of a time traveling narrative because, as I said, the history of the university, it was set up by the Chinese diaspora, by the Chinese businessmen who left China and came down to Southeast Asia to start their own businesses. So they started the university mainly to cater to the local Chinese population. So the narrative has to do with uh, um, people from the 18th century who find themselves in the modern day, and then they need to go around the garden collecting points and collecting little tokens, virtual tokens, of course, to power the time portal, and the time portal locates itself in the center of the garden. So basically, they are free to
Oh,
explore the paths, and ultimately they end up in the big gazebo structure in the center of the garden where the
uh-huh.
game ends. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's very creative.
yeah.
Wow.
No, it was primarily the work of my student because she really threw herself into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. So Yuba, um, the software we use, the QR code, but the software we use is actually software distributed by the MIT. Offhand, I can't remember what it's called, but Tailblazer, Tailblazer. So I'll just type it in chat. So it's it's got it's basically a game a quest building platform, yeah, which has built-in geolocalization. So I don't think I'm answering your question properly, Hubert, but that's yeah, that's my rudimentary response right now. Yeah. Merci beaucoup, Hubert.
Huh?
De rien, de rien. Yeah. Okay, so thanks very much, everyone. It's been really
Yeah.
worthwhile, and it's been fun listening to everyone. And if there are presenters here for the next session, I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Yeah. Ken, stay up there for just half a second if I can.
Okay,
Can I get you to back up to that slide where you showed
sure.
the one way back at the beginning, the one where you showed the overarching look down on the garden?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. I like that one too. Um,
yeah.
and the sad thing is that this
Uh-huh.
diorama is only in the building which is kind of off limits to most of the population in the university because it's in the building where the senior administration work. So it's most of the population most of the population in the university, the staff and
We
students will never
can't see it.
will never get to
Oh,
see this. Yeah, no, I only saw it by chance because I was invited to give a presentation to senior admin, and then I thought, oh my goodness, this is too good to pass up. Yeah,
yeah. Hold on. I'm going to get another one. All right. And okay, good. Got it. And I'm going to put these photos in the chat pod as we take a moment to switch between sessions so everyone can
yeah.
relax and
Okay,
um, have a seat.
I'll put the thing back to home. Shall I put the thing back to home, Heather,
Uh,
which is a
you could put it
Google?
back to google.com,
Yeah.
actually, would
Okay.
probably be
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thanks, everyone. It's been fun.
All right. So in the public chat, I'm going to put up some photos.